What if Earth lost oxygen for 5 seconds? 5 seconds. The time it takes to tie your shoelace, to send a quick text message, to blink your eyes 3 times. 5 seconds without oxygen. It doesn't sound catastrophic, does it? How much damage could 5 seconds possibly cause? Everyone on Earth is about to discover the answer in the most terrifying way imaginable. The event doesn't begin with suffocation. That's what most people assume would happen first. But 5 seconds isn't nearly long enough for a human to suffocate from lack of air. The real horror is far more immediate and far more devastating, because oxygen isn't just the invisible gas you breathe. It comprises 21% of Earth's atmosphere by volume. It's the air pressure pushing against every surface on the planet. It's molecularly bonded into structures holding your world together in ways you've never even considered. Second one arrives. Atmospheric pressure drops instantly and completely, from 14.7 pounds per square inch to something approaching vacuum conditions. Your eardrums rupture immediately, both of them simultaneously. The pain is absolutely blinding, beyond anything you've experienced. Blood vessels throughout your eyes burst from the sudden pressure differential. Your vision floods red, then darkness creeps in from the edges. Every person who was underwater at this exact moment drowns. Not from oxygen deprivation over 5 seconds. That's not the mechanism. Water is composed of 2/3 oxygen by molecular structure. When oxygen vanishes from existence, water ceases to exist. Every swimmer in every ocean, every person relaxing in a bathtub, every child playing in a pool plummets straight down to whatever solid surface exists below them. Some survive short falls. Most don't. Second 2 unfolds. Combustion stops functioning everywhere on Earth simultaneously. Every fire burning anywhere extinguishes instantly. If your car engine was running at this moment, it seizes completely. Aircraft at cruising altitude lose all power. Commercial jets at 35,000 feet have approximately 3 minutes of gliding capability, but they require at least 5 minutes to descend to air density sufficient for engine restart. The mathematics don't work in their favor. Concrete begins crumbling. The molecular structure of concrete depends on oxygen bonds holding it together. Every building, every bridge, every sidewalk, every foundation develops microfractures spreading at supersonic speeds. Skyscrapers suddenly sway dangerously on compromised structural bases. Some hold, some don't. The sky transforms into something wrong. Oxygen scatters blue wavelengths of light, creating the sky color you've known your entire life. Without oxygen, the sky darkens dramatically, taking on colors that shouldn't exist in nature. Everyone outside instinctively looks up. It's pure instinct, and they witness something fundamentally broken about reality itself. Second 3 passes. Human skin is 65% oxygen by mass. For 5 seconds, your skin effectively doesn't exist in its normal state. You feel sensations like being flayed alive. Moisture on your skin surface evaporates instantly in the near vacuum conditions. Sunburn manifests in real time. Ultraviolet radiation that oxygen normally filters hits exposed skin without any protective barrier whatsoever. People near the equator receive third-degree burns instantly. Earth's crust convulses. Oxygen comprises 46% of the crust's total mass. Remove it even briefly, and the entire planet shudders. It's not an earthquake in the traditional sense. It's more fundamental. A 0.3 magnitude tremor hits every single point on Earth at the exact same instant. Small enough not to collapse most buildings, large enough to be felt everywhere simultaneously. Seismographs worldwide spike in perfect synchronization. Metal surfaces that are in contact fuse together. Oxygen creates a thin oxidation layer that prevents metal from bonding. Without that protective layer, any 2 pieces of metal touching each other weld instantly. Jewelry fuses directly to skin. Metal door frames seal to their hinges. The separation process when oxygen returns will tear both flesh and metal. Second 4 continues. You remain conscious, but barely. Your equilibrium is completely destroyed by the pressure change. You cannot stand, cannot think with any clarity. Your blood begins boiling, not from heat, from pressure physics. In near vacuum conditions, liquids boil at dramatically lower temperatures. Your blood at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit is well above boiling point in these conditions. You don't explode outward like science fiction suggests, but you swell significantly. Your joints lock. Movement becomes pure agony. Every living cell in your body is simultaneously dying. Mitochondria, which function as cellular power plants, operate entirely on oxygen. When oxygen vanishes, cellular respiration stops completely. For 5 seconds, every cell in every organism on Earth is experiencing death. Most will recover when oxygen returns. Most. But brain cells and neurons that die don't regenerate. 5 seconds of oxygen deprivation causes measurable, permanent neurological damage. Second 5 arrives. Oxygen returns to existence, not gradually building back up all at once. Like the universe flipping a cosmic switch, atmospheric pressure slams back into place with devastating force. Your ruptured eardrums register this return as pure pain. The moisture on your skin refreezes briefly, then evaporates again in the renewed pressure. You gasp desperately. 7 billion human beings inhale simultaneously in the largest collective breath in history. Fires reignite everywhere. Every engine that was running restarts abruptly. Cars lurch forward unexpectedly. Planes regain engine power, but they've lost critical altitude and some are pointing in dangerously wrong directions. Air traffic controllers, who are bleeding from their ears and temporarily blinded, attempt to re-establish communication. It's absolute chaos. Buildings that were seconds away from total collapse suddenly stabilize as molecular bonds reform. But the structural damage remains permanently. Engineers will later condemn thousands of structures worldwide. Not because they collapsed, because they almost did. And next time, they might not survive. The immediate aftermath is globally catastrophic. Hospitals everywhere are instantly overwhelmed. Not primarily from deaths, from injuries. Ruptured eardrums by the millions. Burst blood vessels throughout bodies. Severe radiation burns. Pressure-related sickness. Neurological damage across populations. The global healthcare system, designed for normal disaster response, suddenly faces every human on Earth simultaneously injured to varying degrees. Communication networks fracture. Cell towers function, but many are unmanned because operators are hospitalized. The internet survives because it's decentralized by design. But human operators are compromised. News spreads slowly, confused, contradictory. Some believe it was an attack. Others blame solar phenomena. Conspiracy theories spawn instantly in the information vacuum. 1 year later, society has adapted to the new normal. Hearing aids have become ubiquitous. The neurological damage is accepted as baseline normal. Infrastructure has been reinforced or demolished as necessary. But everyone remembers those 5 seconds. How could anyone forget? 5 seconds that proved everything humans take for granted about existence is contingent on physics continuing to operate consistently. That the universe doesn't care about human comfort or survival. What if Earth lost oxygen for 5 seconds? You'd discover that the most abundant element in your body is the only thing standing between you and physics operating without any mercy whatsoever. You'd learn that 5 seconds is sufficient time to change absolutely everything, to damage every structure, to injure every person, to prove that humans exist by geological courtesy, not cosmic right, and every single breath you take afterward. You'd wonder, will the next one be there? Or will the universe decide to flip that switch again? And this time, perhaps leave it off permanently?